Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host and brother Bill. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. You know what I'm saying? Your favorite cousin's country cousin. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's your favorite cousin over here, and I'm sitting here with my uncle, baby Billy. And we are ready to party, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's baby Billy Bible Bunkers up in here.
Yeah, it's funny. During the 4th, not to rub it in because I know you weren't able to join us, but we had a night on the 3rd where it was like our uncle, aunt and uncle, and their kids are hanging out, and their friends and their kids were all hanging out at this big function. I was like, this is a cousins night. This is a straight up cousins night we're doing right now.
Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares.
Today we are talking about HBO's comedy series Righteous Gemstones Season 3 Episode 4. I have not come to bring peace but a sword. Before we get into the nitty gritty, what were your initial thoughts on this episode?
Try to come in here and just brag about cousins night. Just coming in here, just braggadocious, huh? That's what this is about. This is what we do now. This is what we do now. We come in here and we just try to start animosity with each other. This is how are we 21 jumper now or Adam 21 jumpers, whatever it is.
I don't know who that is.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
sounds like some confrontational people.
Is it no Vlad DJs or whatever? Is this that show? Is this what we do? We clickbait now. Okay. But anyway, my initial thoughts on this episode were, now it seems like we're starting to get to the nitty gritty. You know what I mean? Like a lot of reveals, a lot of confirmed beliefs that we had previously about where this show is possibly headed. And so, yeah, I'm excited about it, man. It was a great episode, as always. Like, I can't ever sit here and talk about this show in a critique type sense, really. I never find ourselves doing that, you know what I mean, with this show. It's always like us appreciating the finer quirks and details of the show. So, yeah, excited about this one, man, as usual, I should say.
Yes, this show is definitely above average comedy series. Man, Danny McBride and Jody Hill, we've been fans of theirs for a long time, and yeah, they're just bringing more great content. And as you said, like a lot of things are coming to light in this episode. At the beginning of this episode, concerned parents force this is terribly written. I just stole this from Wikipedia. But
look, even if you didn't steal it from Wikipedia, anytime it's terribly written, you can just say you stole it from Wikipedia. Like,
right?
Nobody has to.
I didn't write it.
Yeah, nobody has to know that you did actually write it. Like, you just tell them you did.
Yeah, stole it from Wikipedia, and don't fact check that.
Well, Wikipedia changes so much.
Right, yeah. Who's to say?
Who's to say what's accurate? The
concerned parents of the youth pastor group forced the Gemstones to remove Keith from the youth ministry due to his Smutbusters activities and perceived relationship with Kelvin.
Kelvin just better be glad he wasn't there, because none of that was okay, regardless of who is with the children.
Yeah.
I was wondering if that was going to come back to bite them in the butt. You like that?
Yes.
With all those toys.
Kelvin is at least more, he would, like, as ridiculous as the explanation would have been, he would have at least been able to explain himself better than Keith was.
Well, Keith didn't explain anything.
Yeah, he didn't explain anything. He was like, hey, let's just have some ice cream and wieners.
Ice cream and wieners. I just think we could all have some ice cream and wieners.
I wasn't very good at articulating my point.
He wasn't, because what could you say when this nigga just is accusing you of taking dildos and like butt plugs and all kind of stuff, and like you did that. You bought all of that.
Yeah, like, you actually did.
You
that.
Can't lie. It's the ungodly way.
But homegirl next to him didn't even say anything. She was there too.
She was just as much shocked. Dude, I'm telling you, if that happened to you, I don't think you would have had a different reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, the initial reaction is, Like, should I lie right now? No, I shouldn't lie, because that's just going to make it worse. But I should lie because this dude just said some really fucked up shit about my lifestyle right now, and it looks really bad. He did say exactly what the truth was, which it's not what you think.
We did it with your kids.
That part he could have left out.
Yeah, he could have at least phrased that differently.
Like, no, we did not do it with your kids. We didn't. Just leave that out. Don't even talk about that.
But yeah, this whole storyline was interesting to me because, one, this is the first time like we, I guess, get hints that there are rumors about Kelvin and Keith. Because I mean, it's very obvious to our, the audience eye that they're like very gay. They have a homoerotic relationship, but they're not like, I guess they're still repressing. I don't think they're like having sex or anything like that. But
no, they just teabag each other and like touch each other's junk and like do the weirdest
thing. I think that
I'm just saying, like, they've never sexual. I mean, you could say that's not sexual if you want, but that's sexual. I'm just saying they've never actually.
I'm not saying that that's not sexual. I'm saying I don't think that they've
not had sex. They have not had anal sex. But you put your balls on my face, you just had sex with me. I'm mad. That's just how that works for me. I mean, you might as well just have sex with me. You put your balls on my face. This is weird. This is some weird behavior.
Yeah, that's definitely a sexual act. I don't think that, I think that they're just so sexually repressed that they're not. They fool themselves into thinking that they're not gay and that they haven't actually had any.
You know how I know you're gay?
Yeah,
you be bench pressing and have niggas balls in your face. That's gross, dude. It was so gross. But that was another season.
Yeah.
But I do want to bring up the fact that in this episode we get a montage towards the beginning of this episode of the Montgomery brothers getting primed, getting ready for church. And I gotta ask you, were you as happy as I was to see that fucking fake beard get shaved off his goddamn face?
I was very happy to see that beard go away.
And you can tell who had the fake beard because his beard's the only one that actually went away. Like, that's the one that they decided they gotta get rid of now.
Because it looks dumb. But it did make me feel old seeing how old Lucas Haas is. I was like, damn, I thought we were the same age. Maybe we are.
Yeah, maybe he should take care of himself. Lucas, come on the show. Let us know what's going on, man. Let us know about you. We need to know you're okay, man. Friend of the show, Lucas Haas.
Too many late nights with Leo and Toby. Those are his boys.
I mean, look, y'all could come on the all three of y'all come on the show. We'll talk about it. We'll talk Spider-Man and
Martin Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese. I was gonna say, what was the one that Leonardo DiCaprio was in, the TV show? It wasn't Who's the Boss.
Show.
It was
damn, what was it? Not Family Matters.
Put it in the comments.
Family Ties? No, that was Leonardo DiCaprio and Michael J. Fox.
No, Michael J. Fox was in Family Ties. He wasn't. Leonardo ain't in Family Ties. It's the other one. But anyway, put it in the comments. It's TGIF. Alan Thicke is the dad. But anyway, what were we talking about? Oh.
Yeah,
we were talking about hanging out with Toby and Leo.
Boys.
I'm sorry, we got off topic. That's some inside baseball. But anyway, yeah, we were talking about the Montgomery brothers that get all dressed up and get rid of that fake beard, and then we get to see Jody Hill rock out on stage. The choir, or not choir, but the church rock band is back, baby. We get another scene of these guys. We didn't get them last season, I don't think. This is good. I like it. I like when we see these guys, because this is how it really is to go to a mega church whenever we see these like scenes. For those who have for those who have never been to like a mega church setting, this is very, very close to exactly how you see like what your experience is.
Yeah, for sure. And it's interesting seeing the reactions from Nehmeh and Carl and damn, I forgot the other kid's name. But the Montgomerys, seeing how they react to the church. It seems like Lucas Haas and Mei, they're like not really vibing it. Carl, he's a big old teddy bear. He loves everything, so he's got a big old smile on his face. He's actually enjoying the festivities. But Mei, she's not really digging it. And then you'd hear later when she's talking to Eli that she just doesn't, she doesn't hold stock in all this material stuff. She's like,
also, though, she kind of has an admission that she doesn't know how to love.
Yeah.
But it's, John Goodman's character, Eli, he says, it's not that you don't know how to love, you're just hard to love. Mm-hmm. It's not that your boys don't love you, it's just hard to love sometimes, And I know some people like that. Nobody watching this video, just in case y'all out there, somebody who knows me is going to be like, oh, he talking about me. Not talking about you. But I have in the past known people like that.
Mm. Well,
And, some people are just hard to love because people be going through things,
Yeah. Yeah, especially with family. Somebody your whole life. You're going to do something that upsets them.
Yeah, so, man. Some people, have a boil on their butt. And when they sit down, it hurt. And then they be mad. You know? And what you supposed to do? You supposed to not sit down? So I understand, man. Some people just be angry sometimes, and that's just real facts of life.
Yeah, it's some things you just can't change. And then later, Jesse is inducted to the secret.
Whoa, you're skipping. Because right after church, we have Montgomery Daddy show back up.
Yep, Peter, the Montgomery patriarch, confronts the Gemstones during the Sunday lunch and asks the sons to return to the new compound. Carl and Chuck say they've found a new home with the Gemstones and their mother, and then everybody pulls out guns. What do you think of this scene?
That was the last thing you just said is the reason that this scene is the best scene and completely necessary. Possibly could have not been used, you know what I'm saying? If that scene doesn't happen at the end, when he starts talking shit to Judy, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna see the back of my hand if you sass me again." And then Eli got up and he was like, "You better get the fuck out of here before you get shot." Yo, son, he said, "You better get the fuck out of here before you get shot," and pulled out a gat on his ass right after that too. Like that, who the hell's gonna shoot me? I am. Boom. Like that. Like how are you? It must have been uncomfortable to be sitting down eating that chicken fried steak and mashed potatoes or hash browns, whichever he got, and sit in that seat with that big ass fucking 45 just sitting there, chrome, just right there on your lap, in your lap, or wherever he had it. I know that was uncomfortable. When everybody else started pulling out their guns, I was like, I was dying. And then just as it was about to get old, fucking BJ pulled out his fingers. That shit was funny.
BJ had a gun, but it was Adam Devine's character.
Oh, yeah. It was Keith. Keith pulled out his finger.
And then Kelvin pulled his knife out. He's like, where'd y'all get guns?
I forgot that it was Keith because BJ ended up getting slapped and...
Oh, wait, who gets his nose squeezed?
Yeah, he gets his nose squeezed, and then he was like, oh my God, it all happened so fast. I didn't even have time to shoot him. And it's just like, well, that's why I forgot that he actually had a gun. Because I was like, oh, why didn't he just shoot his ass? But yeah, you didn't shoot him because he grabbed your nose, dummy.
That was an escalation.
Yeah, it would have been a very large escalation, like a quick escalation to like 1 to 8,000, dog. You just shot this dude. But you know what? Would have saved them a lot of trouble going down the road.
Yeah, because I feel like this is, it's definitely going to build later on from the way that the episode ended. But yeah, then later Jesse gets inducted to the Eli's ministerial organization, the Cape and Pistol Society, but is immediately punished for using profanity when arguing with Vance Sipkins, Stephen Dorff's character.
Yo, that was such a Jesse moment, dude.
Yeah.
Like, dog, You just told somebody to shut the fuck up. And then you gonna tell that same person that my fucking daddy already told me after they just told you not to cuss, and you're telling this motherfucker you know the rules. Right. Like, this is not what you're supposed to do, dog. Like, but predictable Jesse, if we will, you know, like we've seen this before. We've seen this from him every single time he gets something good in life. And what I was surprised about was he didn't take the Uncle Baby Billy bait. You like that? Try to say that 5 times fast. Send me a video of you saying that 5 times fast and post it on Twitter. Add us on Twitter. You get a t-shirt. But anyway, you know, like Uncle Baby Billy shows up while Jesse's sulking in shame after getting slapped by. I want to know who slapped him. Like, because they had the white mask on with the white glove. And he gets the white slap. He just slapped this motherfucker like he was motherfucking, I don't know, a pimp.
Yeah, that was.
I was gonna say, fucking, you know,
Jocelyn?
No, give it to me, baby. Why can't I think about?
Oh, Rick James?
Rick James. I was going to say Rick James, but it was like low-hanging fruit. And I was like, I don't want to say like slap like Rick James, but like, you know, like a pimp. Slap him like Superfly. Yeah, slap him like Iceberg Slim. You know what I'm saying? But then, so he had to go outside and cry. And Uncle Baby Billy shows up and he's like, hey. Oh, yeah. Why don't you go ahead and let your Uncle Baby Billy inside? Give me a hookup. Hook me up. Come on. Like, dude.
Yeah.
How the fuck? That's how it works. All these years where you haven't been invited, it's just because somebody didn't hook you up. It's just because somebody never just was outside while you were outside and you just let you in. Uncle Baby Billy is a trip, dude.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like Walton Goggins gets better every season. I feel like his performance gets better. Like, something about just how natural he is. He's just so incredible.
And he has a uncle that was Uncle Baby Billy.
Right. Oh gosh, yeah. He's a Southern boy, so that would not surprise me. And he's so serious about acting. Like, if you guys have ever seen an interview with him where he talks about acting, he's like the most thoughtful, introspective person. Like, you would never expect that from this character.
Introspective, empathetic, vulnerable actor. Most all of those things, actor in Hollywood. He's always like this. He's like, yes, you know, we took a lot of time and we worked real hard, but you know, I really appreciate you saying all those things that you said about my performance, but it really was everyone else that was around. Like, everybody was just so giving, and I just felt so, you know, welcomed, and everybody was just so positive. It was just wonderful environment to work in. I just can't wait to work with any of those people again. You know, I just made friends for the rest of my life. And you'd be like, God damn, that nigga is nice. When my friends are talking about me to other people, is this how they describe that experience?
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's not, but I hope it is. Get you a friend that looks at you like Walton Goggins looks at everybody in the world, dude.
Yeah, right. I want Walton Goggins to talk about me. Like, I want anybody to talk about me the way Walton Goggins talks about, like, the one episode he was on Community. Like,
or the 2 episodes when he was on Sons of Anarchy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
the days that it was one day, but, you know, I'm telling you, we just had such a good time. It was, we all connected. I'm like, God damn, dude. You had a 10-hour day. You had a 12-hour day on set, and this is what you came away with. It's amazing human being, man.
Yeah.
And there's not, in case you're wondering, no, there's never going to be a day where we don't circle jerk a whole fucking cast of this show. So if you're watching this to see something different, go check out 9 Nerd Yards episodes where we watch The Idol.
Yeah, because that we do not praise nearly anybody on that show. But yeah, like you mentioned, after Jesse gets his, Tedros slap from the mysterious masked man, Uncle Baby Billy comes up out of nowhere and he tells Jesse that he will never achieve Eli's level of greatness without a woman to demonstrate how he could, without a strong woman by his side. And then Baby Billy later on demonstrates how he can resurrect Amy Lee Gemstone via a holographic projection. Now, as soon as he said, like, resurrection earlier when he was talking to him, I figured he was talking about some sort of hollow situation. But what did you think of
I
this?
I was trying to kind of get into that earlier. Like, yeah, I was really surprised and proud of Jesse not taking the bait, the Uncle Baby Billy bait, to go back in there and start acting a fool and be all sabotagey because he's gotten riled up by the shit that Uncle Baby Billy has said.
Right.
That being said, he does get to Jesse by pulling on his heartstrings. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, when you see this right here, brother, your whole mind's gonna change. You're gonna really feel it. And he's got like what looks like 1970s computer systems running through his fucking hotel room, his hotel suite.
It looks like Superman 3 in there. It's crazy.
Right. Looks like the Flash. Remember the Flash in the Justice League movie?
Oh, yeah.
That just looks like his like bedroom
apartment,
in there.
yeah.
Like, weird. But anyway, he comes up with a hologram of Amy Lee.
Yeah, did you like the idea? Do you think that Jesse is... I mean,
I love
like
the idea, and I
emotionally...
think it's going to save the church. Could save Jesse. Could bring the kids back to some kind of grounded level of sanity.
So you think that the church is going to respond positively to the hologram?
Well, I mean, didn't look like nobody was missing church days when we saw that church scene. Looked like...
Right, it seemed pretty full.
Like, where do they go when there's nobody there? Like, what does it look like when there's full? Like,
yeah, Jesus.
That's crazy that was supposed to be like the empty, the struggling super church.
Right.
Struggling mega church. But yeah, I was going to ask another question, but I forgot. But yeah. Do you think that they're going to get the race car driver back? Because we saw Steven Dorff on this episode as well. He's been beaten up, has an arm injury, and no one has been able to find his attackers. I'm just glad my sister and my brother weren't there.
Yeah, I'm just glad those two actors weren't getting paid for their day rate for today. It's weird that's like sometimes the Righteous Gemstones does do that where they'll introduce an actor like for one episode and then they're just kind of like gone. Like we were just saying with Shea Wiggum's character. I forget the race car driver's name, but it's like, oh, Shea Wiggum's on this show, but then we don't see him for a few episodes. I'm sure that'll come back, maybe with the Amy Lee Gemstone hologram. Maybe that'll be the linchpin to bring him back.
Right. Well, last season they did it with the writer. What's the dude? The drummer?
Jason Schwartzman, yeah.
Jason Schwartzman.
He played the Spot in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. It's great.
Jason Schwartzman, can I say to you, you're the true con man of Los Angeles, California. How you were able to parlay an entire career of being a drummer, a fucking band leader, or whatever you want to call it, and like an MTV VJ. I shouldn't even say MTV. MTV2 VJ. And then you get on all these movies and TV shows for years and years.
2 movies out this year.
You've been acting for 20 years now, and you've been doing that longer than you were ever anytime you were a musician. Congratulations to you, sir.
Yeah,
and I say California. That's the only place you could have did that. And so I said all that to say he wasn't in the entire show except for the first episode and the last episode.
Yeah.
So to your point, I think we're getting a lot of that in this season, and I think we're in store for a lot of surprises. I don't have too many theories because it can go anywhere because these guys write amazingly.
Yeah, this episode was written by Danny McBride and John Kassiri, who's done some writing for like The Last OG, Workaholics, Eastbound and Down, Vice Principals. So he's definitely worked with Danny McBride and Jody Hill a lot. Jody Hill directed this episode. Which
means Jody Hill probably helped write this episode too.
Possibly. This does seem like the first show where Danny McBride is doing the lion's share of the writing. Vice Principals seem like the the show where they were both like very collaborative on the situation. He's gotten down to seeing more of Jody Hill's thing, and it seems like more and more Danny McBride is finding his voice as a writer.
I just feel like a lot of what they do on set, like while filming, is working out all of the angles. And if something doesn't feel right or work right, they'll work on it right there and change it up. And that's why I say, he would have been a part of the process too. Just being the director, being right there, also being a writer on the show is just like, he's got carte blanche to interject certain things here and there.
Yeah.
That's why I said most likely he was a part of the writing process as well.
I agree. He does. He probably does have carte blanche.
Right. And if they said that Danny McBride didn't write this episode, I would say the same thing. Like I'd be like,
right? Yes,
most likely had some say in some things.
Yeah, I'm sure there are episodes in Eastbound and Down where he didn't have a writing credit, that he had a hand in the writing, or just like the construction of different scenes, just especially how much improv they do in these shows.
So much improv. Like, how do you even logistically work out writing credits on a show that does so much improv?
Yeah. Well, the WGA will figure that out because they don't like to give anybody credit. But speaking of like one of the best improvers on the show, Judy Gemstone, her relationship is getting even more
tumultuous.
Yeah.
Shaky on the rocks, baby. Shaken, not stirred. Or is it stirred up?
Yeah, Judy's lover, Steven, is harassing her and BJ. He like shows up at BJ's pickleball game, which I literally just learned what this was this weekend.
It's old people badminton tennis.
Yeah, it's like, how many versions of tennis do we need? Do we need tennis, badminton, and ping pong, and like...
Hey man, let me tell you something. If medicine gets a little bit better and people live a little bit longer, we're gonna have to create a different one. It's gonna be one where motherfuckers are sitting down in a chair that you can shit in.
Yeah, well,
you can piss in.
That's
and
what
you can still
for,
keep
right?
playing at the same time. You just keep hitting the motherfucking thing across back and forth. Actually, the next version of tennis is gonna be you sitting in a chair with a net sitting across there, and you both got a paddle with a string on it and a ball, and you just hit it, and it goes down the string, and then it hits the other nigga's paddle, and you just hit it, and it goes back and forth. And that's gonna be the new version of tennis, because people gonna get so old, so you can only move so much, man.
So we're gonna revert back to the ball and the string.
Yeah, man, you gonna go from like, I won. Like, how you know you won, man? We hit the ball back and forth, dog.
Yeah. Yeah, this was an interesting scene. I really like BJ as a character. He's always really funny.
He's a very innocent, awesome character.
Yeah, he's one thing I really respect about BJ is, as much as he is chastised and like seen as like the weak one, like the whole reason Peter Montgomery goes up and squeezes him on the nose, and like Jesse says, well, he probably recognized you as the weakest person at the table. But at the same time, he's not afraid to speak his mind.
He's mentally strong. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'll tell you how I feel. I'll tell you if you're doing something that I don't appreciate. So I do like that part of his character a lot. He's
the only character on this show that has true, genuine integrity.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Even Eli's integrity comes from a place of things that he wants, something out of something.
Yeah. And especially just like his past, a lot of things he's done in his past is more nefarious than anything you would see BJ do. But yeah, Steven is causing a ruckus, and he ends up like hornswoggling this situation where Judy, Steven, and BJ are all at like a Chuck E. Cheese type place. And he's like, he basically confronts her, and they don't show her confessing the situation to BJ, but do you think that she tells BJ the truth in this situation, or does one of her classic Judy lies?
Oh no, he tells her the truth. She tells him the truth because she was crying at the end.
Oh, I missed that. Oh, that was that in the montage when Eli was talking? Okay.
Yeah, it was in the montage, man. He was crying, man.
Yeah, all cards on the table. I was driving from work when I watched that scene.
I also want to tell you, like, I just want to tell everybody here, best dressed on the show, BJ. BJ is a fucking nerdy ass Ken doll.
He really is.
He got all the fits too, dog. He got velour suits. This nigga love velour, dog. He be having velour. He got velour socks, velour fucking suits. He be wearing velour earrings. He be having rings and shit. Nigga look like a pimp. Be real talk. If he had a little grease to his voice, he was a little greasy, man, I'll be like, yo, this motherfucker out here hoeing bitches.
Yeah, it's just because of his personality that you think that he like kind of looks lame, but like, you know, if you saw like fucking, if somebody saw Jack Harlow wearing some shit like that, they write a fucking article about it in Vanity Fair.
Man, let me tell you something. If that dude right there gets sent off the deep end, I think BJ as a pimp could work. You know, he might get sent off the deep end and become a pimp, and then you can see him talking to a bitch like, you know what? I don't really typically like to use this type of language, but you gotta go out there and get me my fucking money, bitch. And like,
yeah,
I could see him doing that and pulling that off, man.
What's his name?
That. What's the actor's name again?
I forget. But I could definitely
always
see
remember
that.
his name.
I could definitely see that as one of those like when Wayne Brady was on Dave Chappelle. I was like,
right,
BJ gonna have to choke a bitch.
Yeah, or like when Will Ferrell, Tim Balls, Tim Baltz. I follow you on Instagram, but I can't ever remember your name. But what I will say is, we love your character, and if you need somebody to write a story, maybe a movie about a character who would be perfect for you to play, who is a pimp, we got you. We got you.
His name is Tedros. No, it's funny because one of the things
that I
Tedros. One of the things that I guess what you would say it's like a nitpick, and it does.
Ooh, we don't do that on these shows.
Yeah, we don't normally do that on this show because it's one of the better ones. And it does play better when you watch it all, like if you binge watch all the episodes, it doesn't seem like you're really missing out on anything. But like we mentioned with like some characters just dropping in and out. Gideon, it kind of seems like we were building towards something with his character, and he's just kind of absent in this episode. Then we just get Pontius out of nowhere. With him fucking his girlfriend in the living room. I was like, okay, so I guess we're exploring this with this character. I thought the thing with Gideon was a little bit more interesting, but I see why we're delving into this, just especially for just like the last montage.
The way this show works, and the way this is for our film students that are watching, because we got to talk to the kids. We got to reach one, teach one. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, I gotta reach back, get one, bring him over here. You know what I'm talking about? So then maybe he can step on my shoulders and then get to another plateau. You dig? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like what this show does, the way you write a great multi-character show, is you don't stick with every character, every episode, and like measure out how much time we can spend with each character. Right, that's the giving out cheat codes right now. That's the reason that certain shows don't work, like Umbrella Academy or like Titans, or even an animated show like what's it called, Young Justice. If you try to do that, like, the way you do it the right way is you have to have a character here and there. Like, okay, we got Gideon for the first 3 episodes. Then we're gonna have, or the first 4 episodes, whatever. And then we're not gonna have him for another 2 episodes, 3 episodes. And then we're gonna have to focus on these other characters. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets their turn at bat. And that way it's not and then we bring them together in the last episodes, or, you know what I'm saying, we all bring it together in the last 2 or 3 episodes, so it rounds off everybody's characters and not just throwing them in there just because they're on the show. We're paying them,
right?
And we need to get, so, you know what I'm saying, like, it's a different way. Like, we're gonna write the story and then we'll put everybody where we need to put them, but we're not gonna just put everybody in this episode just because, and try to write around everybody being in the episode just because we need everybody in this episode.
Right. Yeah, I definitely would. I definitely appreciate that more. Like, if you don't have anything for them to do in the episode, then why put them in? It's just a little jarring. Like, with like shows like Serenity, everybody who's on the ship is always going to be in the episode.
Smaller crew of people or cast.
For sure. And even with like, Game of Thrones, there be episodes where like you won't see so and so character for a couple of episodes, and they'll come back because it's just such a huge cast. So it's definitely a lot of ways to skin a cat or make a TV show, make an ensemble
TV show. I need my own game show.
And then like we mentioned earlier, Carl and Chuck, they protested to Peter, their father, saying that they don't want to move back in with him. They want to stay with the Gemstones. They play a little diddle for their mom on the violin, banjo, which was cute because she had mentioned earlier in the episode that how much joy it brings her. And then they play that song. We get the little montage with Eli talking to his son, and it's all kind of tied into Carl and Mark. It seems like they are stealing. Carl and Chuck drive a truckload of ammonium nitrate from the Gemstones ground crew to their father, who plans to use it to make explosives.
Yee!
Nice little foreshadowing earlier in the episode.
Hey! Woe be unto thee who is a stumbling block for those who try to get word of the Lord. These motherfucking sinning ass motherfuckers right here. Let me tell you something that I know about these motherfuckers. They ain't shit. And they got like Stockholm syndrome for a man that never met, for a man they don't really know. He's been in prison. It's like this guy's been in prison your whole life. Now he's out of prison. You want to try to catch up on the time that you missed. He's a felon.
Yes, it's
like he's a felon, y'all.
This whole episode was definitely heavy on. I guess the whole show.
No offense to the felons. Sorry, there's felons out there who aren't crazy like this motherfucker.
Yeah, that's true. He's a special breed of crazy. But yeah, like this episode definitely touches on relationships with moms, dads, and
sons.
Yeah, it's a very family-oriented show in general, but just like this episode, when just like honestly, like when she like right after the holographic scene, there's like a couple of scenes, and then we get the scene where the guys are Carl and Lucas Haas are playing the music for their mom. It just felt very parent appreciative, or like a loyalty to parents kind of episode. It's like for good and for ill. Like we see the sweet part of it where Jesse has his affection for his mom that's passed. The Montgomerys have their affection for May, but they also have that tie to their very toxic father Peter that they can't seem to shake.
This also was an episode about loss, Alex.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're being disrespectful because you're not going to even talk about Keith and Kelvin having to break up.
Yeah, I was actually trying to talk about that earlier. Yeah, like their relationship, it seemed very touching. Like it's like there's been a lot of jokes about their relationship. It's like, why don't these guys just admit that they're gay? But this was like a genuinely touching moment for me where like
you keep saying touching.
Please. Yeah.
They were touching.
Yep. But yeah, I thought that was like a genuinely sweet moment.
Touch y'all.
or sad moment, not sweet at all. It was just kind of sad.
It was sweet and sad. You can be sweet and sour. You can be sweet and sour. I almost said a candy name, but they ain't paying no bills around here.
Right, we ain't getting.
But I will promote your candy if you send me some, and then I like it.
Yeah, it's just that easy. See how easy we almost did it? We could have done it
just could have did it. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all like and subscribe, we won't even need to do all that. You know what I'm saying? If you like right now, subscribe, and we can get this thing popping and bring y'all some more new, more professional, crispy crisp stuff. You know what I'm saying? Got you.
But I do think this is the season where Kelvin finally comes out. And because this is the most attention that we've paid to his sexuality.
You said that last week. You said, I think this is going to be the season where we see Kelvin come out.
I got really drunk last
Kelvin
episode.
I
don't remember anything I said.
You said Kelvin or Keith. I mean, I'm saying it as a matter of fact for a reason, because I know you did not remember. I'm telling you that you said that last week. I'm not pointing it out for the benefit of these people here watching. These people here remember you saying it. You don't remember saying it. So yeah, man, I just, I don't know if that's possible. Like, I mean, if that's gonna happen, like I said last week. But it would be interesting. It would be a good change. I thought that would be like a last season type thing. But to be honest, they're kind of way deeper in the seasons than I thought they would be. They never wanted Eastbound and Down to go beyond 3 seasons. So, Vice Principals was 2 seasons. So, who knows how long this one, they plan on actually doing it. They could wrap this one, and that's more of a last season thing to me. But it would be cool if they make him come out at the end of this season, and then next season he's like the gay preacher, and then they're doing all the gay inclusive Christian stuff.
I could definitely see that. Funny. Especially just the way, just compared to another show that's comparable, at least in my opinion, as far as comedy and quality wise. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They did a lot of the same things with Mac's character, where they made jokes about him suppressing his sexuality, but now he's out. He's been out for the past 4 seasons, and it's just he's just another character who's gay, and I think they could do that with this show.
He's still Mac, and he's still stupid.
Yeah.
But now they can do gay stupid jokes. Right.
It doesn't change how much of an idiot or a deviant he is. He just happens to be gay.
Yeah, exactly. This just gives you more room to work. One of them needed to be gay.
Yeah, and it allowed them to make a really beautiful episode, like this episode where Frank was he's I get it, when he finally gets what Mac is going.
Well, they should have had Jody Hill writing for him, or Danny McBride, because every episode of The Righteous Gemstone is a beautiful episode.
I would actually love to see a collaboration, those guys working together.
A movie. We need that movie. You know what we need?
Glenn Howerton they're saying he's going to win an Oscar.
Scratch that. We got a new game we play on Drunk Banthas right now.
What's that?
Build your own production team. You get 3 major teams to put together.
Yeah.
Your comedy movie,
your writer, your director, and your 2 lead actors.
Well, I wasn't gonna go that specific.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna go 3 teams. 3 teams, and you can do all the other stuff. I mean, just production.
Okay.
I'm gonna go first. Give you an idea. This is a comedy movie. I want to do a buddy cop film, right? I'm going. We'll say the Eastbound and Down team, the Gemstone team. Jody and Danny.
Yeah.
Or just Danny.
Okay.
Or just Jody. One of them 2. And we just said it. Who we just say?
Mac and them. Rob
McElhenney. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia guys. Get them. And then we get the Workaholics guys.
That would be an interesting crew.
And then we put.
We got one of them in this show.
In this show.
And actually,
yeah,
one of the
yeah,
guys
yeah.
who wrote this, the other guy who wrote this episode, he used to write for Workaholics as well.
So yeah, well, you know what? That's 2 crews. We're gonna go ahead and combine them crews together and say that that's 2. So I just came up with 2. So you can go with 2.
Yeah, it's if I'm making a porno, I'm getting The Weeknd,
No.
Sam Levinson.
No. And what's Johnny Depp's daughter's name? Yeah, bring her in there too. We go, yeah. Good God. No, if you're writing a comedy, buddy cop comedy. Talking
man.
like, like Lethal Weapon, Beverly Hills Cop. That kind of thing. Would you who go?
Right. You got anything you wanted to add?
No, you didn't even add. You
You
didn't pick your team.
Oh, you actually want me to pick a team? I thought that was for the audience.
This is a new game.
You said buddy cop comedy. I'm having Shane Black. Right, he did Lethal Weapon, Nice Guys. All the best
Shane Black
buddy comedies.
He old, but okay, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Shay, you only get better.
You got
with
Joe
age.
Biden riding your buddy comedy. Okay, I got you. Look, that's not a shot at Joe Biden, by the way.
It feels like a shot at
old people. Yeah, there was more of a shot at you than it was anybody. Old people can write too. Go ahead, no.
Shane Black writing. Mm-hmm. I would say Jody Hill directing, and James Gunn is producing. Because they did a really good job with Peacemaker. Wow, what's your face?
Because, I mean, look, Peacemaker is like, okay. Especially, like, it's gotten too much hype. Like, and I think we're part of it, man. I think, we caused it. We shouldn't have gave it too much love. Like,
I mean, I liked it.
I liked it, but it wasn't like, it wasn't like the best comedy that came out last year, the best comedy on TV or nothing like that. So, I don't even know if it's top 10, you know what I'm saying? But I still liked it. I'm not discounting that. I'm just being objective. And, so,
I'm not sure if I can find 9 comedies that would.
We're talking about
a year.
Television. We were talking about a movie, so we'd have to see how that would work comparably. You know what I'm saying? James Gunn is
Yeah, honestly, all 3 of those people I've never been in a room together, so it might turn out terribly. So you never know.
And the ones you named are kind of like control freaks. So not in a bad way,
Yeah,
like
no,
you know what I'm saying, like
have
just
very
as far as
specific visions, yeah.
right, and how they work and operate. They're very like hands on, and they take. So yeah, that would be interesting. I can definitely see all of that like falling apart before that like I could see a movie getting announced with that with that team and then it never happening. And then Ron Howard being the one who ends up doing all of it. Right. Ron Howard is the fucking cleaner of Hollywood movies.
Right. I mean, if, one day, his daughter is gonna pick up the mantle, and she's gonna be the janitor of Hollywood. God willing.
God bless her.
But guys,
nepotism, it can also be a hard job as well.
but guys, thank you for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every once in a while, so go ahead and leave a like and subscribe so you can get updates and new videos. Check us out right here on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Twitter, IG, TikTok, likewise, Letterboxd, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas.
Do it.
Until next time, stay safe, my little menorah bombs, and may the force be with you.
Bye.